This is the VOA Special English Education Report. The Obama administration says American schools should produce students who are college and career ready. What is the best way to do that? The National Center on Education and the Economy has some ideas. The center will be working with 8 states on a project to test board examination systems. Students who volunteer will take board examination classes similar to those found in other parts of the world. Once they pass the exams, they can leave high school as early as the end of the second year. Mark Tucker is president of this nonprofit organization. He says the aim is to make sure students finish high school with enough skills to succeed in at least a 2-year college. He says, in the United States, one is expected to go to high school for 4 years, and you get a diploma just for showing up or attending. It doesn't particularly attest to any level of accomplishment. What we're trying to do here is to change the system in the United States from one that is based on the time that is spent in the seat to one that is based on your actual accomplishments. The state projects will start as early as September of 2011. They will involve 10 to 20 high schools in each of 8 states. The states include Connecticut, Kentucky, Maine, and New Hampshire. The others are New Mexico, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and Vermont. Some educators and parents do not like the idea of sending students as young as 16 off to college. They say the students may not be socially ready for college. But Mark Tucker says students who pass the exams could stay in high school and take a demanding set of exams at the upper division level. That program is designed to prepare students for entrance into a competitive college or university. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has provided more than $1 million to start the program. Mark Tucker says he expects interest in the idea to grow. He says, "Our hope is that this will become the way school is in the United States. It will become the dominant way of going to high school." And that's the VOA Special English Education Report. Does your country use a board examination system? Tell us about it. You can post your comments at our newly redesigned website, VOA Special English.
This is the VOA Special English Education Report. International students have a lot of questions about studying in the United States. But what do you suppose is the most common question? We asked an expert right here in our building. Jessica Stahl is editor of VOA's Student Union blog. Jess blogs for international students interested in American higher education. She says the #1 question she gets is about financial aid and scholarships. Money is everyone's biggest concern. But unfortunately, that question is also the one with the most complicated answer. The short answer is this: financial aid programs are often just for American students, but programs for international students do exist. You just have to look for them. Jess says probably the next most often question is about language skills. People want to know how to improve their English. Of course, one way many students improve their English is with special English, like this program. But we like the Student Union's glossary of confusing words used in education. Readers can send in suggestions. One newly added word is catalog. An international student advisor wrote to say that new students generally have no idea what a university catalog is. So the glossary now includes this definition. A university catalog or college catalog is an official publication that contains all of the information a current or prospective student might need about academics and student services at a university. Jess has a group of foreign student bloggers at American schools. Even they were unsure what a catalog is. The students share their experiences studying in the United States. For example, how they feel when they face cultural stereotypes. Simba from Zimbabwe recently wrote about going to lunch with a group of American students. Simba said he felt hurt when one of them was surprised to learn that Facebook is available in Zimbabwe. Jess says the Student Union and its Facebook page get a lot of comments. She hears from a lot of students from China, Pakistan, Nigeria, Indonesia, pretty much all over the world. Jess gave us a list of websites where you can research colleges and universities, financial aid, and more. You can find that list at voaspecialenglish.com. She says the only must-know site for all international students is Education USA from the State Department. The address is educationusa.info. And if you only know one other site, it should be Study in the States from the Department of Homeland Security. That address is studyinthestates.dhs.gov. For VOA Special English, I'm Carolyn.
This is the VOA Special English Education Report. Parents are a child's first teachers, but some parents never learned from good examples. In New York City, a nonprofit agency called Covenant House tries to help homeless young mothers become good parents. The 12 or so teenagers who live at the shelter attend parenting classes 4 days a week. The class is called Mommy and Me. Teacher Dolores Clemens is a mother of 5 and a grandmother. She teaches basic skills, like how to give a baby a bath and how to dress a baby depending on the season. She remembers one student who learned from her mother not to pick up a crying baby. The mother said that would only make the child needy and overly demanding. Dolores Clemens told the student, "That's not true. You have to hold your baby. He is crying for a reason. If you never pick him up, he is going to keep crying. Pick your baby up. Cuddle your baby. Hug him." Dolores Clemens says her students also learn how to be good mothers by letting themselves be mothered. She said, "I'm doing something for them that never has been done for them before." Around 350 teenage mothers graduate from Covenant House's Mommy and Me class every year. Natasha is in class one day with her baby son. She lived on the streets. She is glad not only for the warmth and shelter of Covenant House, she is also glad for the help they offer in seeking a more secure life. She said, they help you do your resume, your cover letter, and everything you need for a job interview. And they help you find a job. Some teenage mothers wish they could be children themselves again. 18-year-old Placida knows that feeling. She says being a mother is hard. She said, you have to get up every 2 hours in the middle of the night, and you can't go out and say, I am going to buy this for myself. No. I have to buy Pampers, clothes, and food. The World Health Organization says the United States has 41 births for every 1,000 girls age 15 to 19 per year. That is higher than other developed countries, as well as some developing ones. By comparison, Canada has 14 births for every 1,000 girls age 15 to 19, and Mexico has 82. And that's the VOA Special English Education Report. You can comment on this report at VOA Special English.
This is the VOA Special English Education Report. About 18,000 refugees from Burma have come to the United States each year since 2007. Some have settled in Howard County, Maryland, between Baltimore and Washington. A local school began teaching English to the children of the refugees. But while the children learned the language, their parents did not. Currently, almost 50 Burmese youngsters attend Bowman Bridge Elementary School. Laurel Conran teaches English to speakers of other languages. One of her students is Tane Jiang. Another student is Tane's mother, Thien Yang. The teacher practices English with the mother at the mother's workplace. Many Burmese refugees work at Coastal Sunbelt Produce. The company supplies fruits and vegetables to restaurants and other businesses. Laurel Conran started English classes there to help refugees from the country also known as Myanmar. The program is a 6-week session held every Wednesday from 12 to 1 o'clock. Each week, Ms. Conran goes to Coastal Sunbelt. As the Burmese workers eat lunch, they also practice their new language skills. They sit with an English-speaking volunteer in small groups. Lisa Chertok is a manager at the company and also has a child at Bowman Bridge. She helped Ms. Conran develop the lessons. When the Burmese employees got here, they were very, very shy. Now, I find that they are more responsive as employees. They're more communicative. And as parents, they are also more involved in their children's school. Jonathan Davis is the principal of Bowman Bridge Elementary School. He says, I really see it as the beginning of a great partnership between a business and a school. And we've just begun to scratch the surface with how that could benefit, really, the greater community. Mr. Davis hopes the lessons will help Burmese parents feel better about communicating with the school. Even as simple as making a phone call to say that their son or daughter is sick, even if that's the amount of English that they have gotten from the program, that truly will help us. For their work, Laurel Conran and Lisa Chertok received a Community Builders Award from Howard County. Ms. Conran says, as a community, we want to work together collaboratively because when everybody works together, it's a win-win situation. And that's the VOA Special English Education Report. We have a video about the program at voaspecialenglish.com. For VOA Special English, I'm Alex
This is the VOA
Villarreal.
Special English Education Report. Did you make a New Year's resolution? Some of you shared your goals at the VOA Learning English page on Facebook. And no surprise, many of you said at least one of your goals for 2012 is to speak English better. Daniel Kwan even went so far as to declare, I'm definitely going to try to study English at least an hour a day. Jose Antonio Velarde says, my first resolution is to speak English as fluently as my Spanish. And Tuti Rial says, my New Year's resolution is to be able to speak English and Mandarin fluently and be a better person. Juwita Zulmi says she wants to improve her English and get a scholarship to study overseas. Another goal for 2012, a new boyfriend. Durley Johanna Barreto has these two resolutions: to speak English fluently and to get a job. Hisian Kim also has two goals: to lose weight and improve speaking English. And Katie Cecalina has these resolutions: don't eat meat. I'll take it easy. Then to learn Spanish or Italian and find my real love. The last ones will be the most difficult, she thinks. Rafa Mintz's main goal is finishing high school and getting into a university. Lola Wesquito Octobrata says, I am going to get married and finish my undergraduate study with good results. And Uma Sharif is ready for the next step this year, a master's degree. Handri Permana has this resolution: be more meaningful before my time's up on earth. And Handri has this advice for others: have fun seriously in life. DNL Pajirian has fun playing the video game Defense of the Agents, or DOTA. DNL says, my New Year's resolution is, I want to spend more time on my studying than playing Dota. Refki Aditya's resolution is to not be lazy about studying anymore. And Noor Chenifa says, I want to be the best in my national examinations, to be a braver girl, and to take a scholarship abroad. Shara Radinka offered this comment: my resolutions are to pass vocational school, get a scholarship, and visit Singapore and Malaysia. And Sita Adyuda is thinking of Australia in 2012. I wish I could have a career abroad in my dreamland of Oz. And let's see, as I'm an optimist, I'm going to make it real this year. Ha ha ha. For VOA Special English, I'm Carolyn Presutti. Go to voaspecialenglish.com to read, listen, and learn English with our programs and activities. You can also find live lessons at the VOA Learning English page.
I'm Alex
on
Villarreal
Facebook.
with the VOA Special English Education Report. Most American schools have boys and girls in the same classroom. But a public high school in the small rural town of Boonesboro, Maryland, offers a special program. Top students in the 9th and 10th grades can attend single-sex classes for math, science, English, and social studies. The aim is to help teenagers keep their mind on their work by keeping males and females apart. Rebecca Brown chooses the students for what Boonesboro High School calls the Academy. She says, "What we really want to do is take that top group of kids and take them to the very highest level they can achieve here so that they're prepared for college." Placement in the Academy is voluntary. Students are invited after middle school. They need good grades, high test scores, and strong teacher recommendations. They also need to be involved in activities. Almost 350 students have taken part in the Academy. It began as an experiment in 2004. Michael Baer has been at Boonesboro High for 20 years and directs the Academy. His 9th grade English class for boys centers on books that he believes boys find interesting. One of those books, for example, is The Call of the Wild by Jack London. This classic story tells of a dog stolen from his home and sold to work as a sled dog during Canada's Klondike Gold Rush. On this day, the students are working in small groups. 2 students explain why they are drawing pictures that relate to the story. Drawing helps them visualize the setting of the story and gets them to think more about the important events of the story. Morgan Van Fleet is a senior at Boonesboro High. She likes being in the Academy. She says boys and girls act differently when they are together in a classroom. She says it is easier to focus on the lesson and the homework in a single-sex class. There is one activity that girls and boys in the Academy do together. At the end of the day, many of them stay and help tutor students who are having trouble in school. For VOA Special English, I'm Alex Villarreal. Tell us what you think about single-sex classes. You can comment on our website, voaspecialenglish.com. You can also find transcripts and MP3s of our programs. And you can find us on Facebook and Twitter at VOA Learning English. This is the VOA Special English Education Report. Outdoors in the open air seems like a natural place to study natural science. It also makes sense in a place like Southern California, where people like to be outside a lot. Now, the Natural History Museum of Los Angeles County is working to bring the indoors to the outdoors for its visitors. The museum has redesigned an outdoor space into a living exhibit. This is a big change for the 1.5 hectare area. It used to include a parking lot. Now, instead of cars, it welcomes birds, butterflies, and other living things. Scientists who work at the museum come outside to describe plants and insects in the natural setting of this outdoor laboratory. Greg Pauly specializes in studying turtles, like the western pond turtle. He tells the students how development has changed its natural habitat. He says these turtles are happiest around small bodies of water that grow and shrink with the seasons. He tells the students that 150 years ago, before there were very many people in the area, all the streams were just seasonal streams. And the western pond turtle loved that habitat, he says, and with people, we have changed the habitat. Today, he says, there is a lot more permanent water, like a pond at the Natural History Museum itself. And he says the changing habitat is one reason why western pond turtles are shrinking in number. In addition to science lessons, the open-air exhibit can provide contact with nature in a way that some city children rarely get. Landscape architect Mia Lehrer says children can get real-life answers to questions they may be wondering about. For instance, she says some children do not know that ketchup comes from tomatoes, and they can see what strawberry plants look like to know that strawberries do not just come from a container in the store. Only parts of the new outdoor campus are open now, but Karen Wise says more changes are coming. Ms. Wise is the museum's vice president for education and exhibits. She says, now we are opening up the whole museum, making it an indoor-outdoor experience so that our visitors can be a part of the experience. The work is expected to be completed by June of 2013. Next year is the museum's 100th anniversary. For VOA Special English, I'm Alex Villarreal. You can read, listen, and learn English with more education stories at voaspecialenglish.com. You can also find a video about the new outdoor exhibit at the Natural History Museum of Los Angeles County.